What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Let's solve this math question that says find the values of x for which the square root of 2 raised to the power of 1 over x is equal to 16 to the x. Well, our first step will be for us to simplify the square root of 2. The square root of 2 can also be written as 2 to the power of 1 over 2. Very good. And this is raised to the 1 over x. So I'm going to be raising this to the 1 all over x. Very good. And this is equal to 16 to the x. 16 is same as 2 to the 4th. And this is raised to the x. So I'm going to be raising this to the x. Very good. Now our next step will be for us to apply the law of indices that says when I have, for example, a to the m and this is raised to the n, the law of indices says the powers multiply. So that means m is going to be multiplying n. Very good. And this will result to a to the m times n is mn. So let's apply this property of indices to what we have on the left and on the right. So we have 2 raised to the 1 over 2 times 1 over x. So 1 over 2 times 1 all over x. This is equal to the right hand side. We have 2, which is the base. Now to the powers multiply, 4 times x. So 4 times x. Very good. So this simplifies into 2 to the, now let's multiply the powers. 1 times 1 is 1 all over 2 times x is 2x. Very good. And this is equal to the right hand side. We have 2, which is the base. Now multiply the powers. 4 times x is 4x. Very good. So now notice that the bases are the same. And because of that, I'm going to be equating the powers. So equate powers. The power on the left is 1 all over 2x. This is equal to the power on the right is 4x. Very good. So now our next step will be for us to cross multiply. But in order to do that, notice that what I have on the left is a fraction. But what I have on the right is an whole number. So in order to make it look like a fraction, I can put all over 1 here. So now let's cross multiply. So we have 2x times 4x, 2x times 4x. This is equal to 1 times 1, which gives 1. Very good. And now simplifying, we have 2x times 4x, which gives 8x squared. And this is equal to 1. Very good. Now our next step will be for us to move 1 to the left hand side so that we have 8x squared. As 1 crosses to the left, it becomes minus 1. And this is equal to 0. Very good. Now, I want to achieve difference of 2 squares. And in order for that to be possible, that means I'm going to be writing 8 as a square. And how can that be possible? 8 is same as the square root of 8 or squared. Very good. So I have been able to write 8 as a square. Now times x squared. So we have x squared minus 1 is same as 1 squared. And this is equal to 0. So now let's simplify the square root of 8. The square root of 8 is same as the square root of 8 is 4 times 2. Very good. And this is raised to power 2. So raised to power 2 times x squared. Very good. Minus 1 squared equal to 0. And now from the property of sorts, I can separate this to be the square root of 4 times the square root of 2. And this is raised to the 2, so I'm going to be raising this to the 2 times x to the 2. And then minus 1 squared is equal to 0. Very good. Now the square root of 4 is 2, so I'm going to be writing 2 times root 2, so times root 2. This is raised to the 2, so I'm going to be raising this to the 2 times x squared minus 1 squared is equal to 0. Very good. Now our next step will be for us to apply the property of indices that says when I have, for example, I have m to the a times n to the a, so long as the exponents are the same, I can group them to be m times n to the common power a. Very good. So I'm going to be applying this property to what we have here. Now notice that 2 root 2 and x have a common power of 2. So I'm going to be grouping this. So we have 2 root 2 times x. Now raised to the common power of 2, just as this property. Then minus 1 squared. This is equal to 0. Very good. So you can see that I have been able to achieve difference of two squares. And difference of two squares has property of, for example, when I have a squared minus b squared, this can be written as a minus b times a plus b. Very good. So now let's express this like this. So we can call what we have inside of this parenthesis as a and this one as b. So this is a minus b, which is 2 root 2x, that's our a, minus b, b is 1, that's it, times a plus b. A is 2 root 2x plus b, b is 1. Very good. And this is equal to 0. So we have two cases. One of the cases is 2 root 2x minus 1 equal to 0. Or the other case is 2 root 2x plus 1 equal to 0. So we're going to be solving these cases one after the other. So now from the first case, let's call this case 1. We have 2 root 2x minus 1 equal to 0. Now we're going to be moving negative 1 to the right hand side so that we have 2 root 2x to be equal to, as negative 1 crosses to the right, it becomes plus 1. Now let's divide both sides by the coefficient of x, which is 2 root 2. So divide the left hand side by 2 root 2. Divide the right hand side by 2 root 2. Now notice that 2 root 2 cancels out, leaving behind x to be equal to 1 all over 2 root 2. Very good. Well, we can't leave this as our final answer because we have a surd as the denominator. Because of that, we need to rationalize. So I'll multiply the numerator by the surd, which is root 2. I'll also multiply the denominator by the surd, which is root 2. Very good. So now let's simplify. So this becomes 1 times root 2 is root 2 all over the denominator. 2 root 2 times root 2 will be 2 roots. Since this and this are surd and they are multiplying, that's 2 times 2 will give 4. Very good. And now this simplifies into the square root of 2 all over 2 times the square root of 4 is 2. And then finally, our first answer for x will be square root of 2 all over 2 times 2, that's 4. So this is our first value for x. Now to get the second value, we move on to case 2. our case 2, we have 2 root 2 x plus 1 is equal to 0. So now let's move plus 1 to the right hand side. And when we do that, we have 2 root 2x to be equal to, as plus 1 crosses to the right, it becomes minus 1. Now, in order to get the value of x, we're going to divide both sides by the coefficient of x, which is 2 root 2. So I'll divide the left by 2 root 2. I'll divide the right by 2 root 2. Now notice that 2 root 2 cancels out, leaving behind x to be equal to negative 1 all over 2 root 2. Very good. And just as we said, we cannot allow a surd to be a denominator. And because of that, we're going to rationalize by multiplying the numerator by the surd, which is root 2, all over, multiply the denominator by the same root 2. So this simplifies into x equal to negative 1 times root 2 is negative root 2 all over. Now 2, now multiply the surds together. Root 2 times root 2 gives root 4. Very good. And then simplifying further, we have minus root 2 all over 2 times the square root of 4 is 2, making the final value of x to be negative root 2 all over 2 times 2, that's 4. Very good. So we have both a positive value of x and the negative values of x. And this is our final answer. Now there is a more elegant way to solve this. Starting from here, instead of us to go through all these many processes, we can actually solve this in a more elegant way. So let's do that. Now we have to make x squared the subject, but we have to divide both sides by its coefficient, which is 8. So I'll divide the left hand side by 8. I'll also divide the right hand side by 8. So that 8 cancels out 8, leaving behind x squared to be equal to 1 all over 8. Very good. And since we're looking for x, we have to get rid of this square by taking the square roots of both sides. So I'll take the square root of the left hand side. I'll also take the square root of the right hand side, but I have to put plus or minus. Very good. The square root of 1 all over 8. Very good. Now notice that this square root cancels out the square, leaving behind x to be equal to plus or minus. Well, the square root of 1 all over 8 is same as the square root of 1 all over the square root of 8. Very good. And by simplifying, we have x to be equal to plus or minus. The square root of 1 is 1 all over the square root of 8. Very good. Now let's simplify this 8, which is the square root of 8. So this will be x equal to plus or minus 1 all over the square root of. Now 8 is same as 4 times 2. Very good. So that this becomes x equal to plus or minus 1 all over. Separating this means this will be the square root of 4 times the square root of 2. Very good. And then simplifying further, x will be plus or minus 1 all over. The square root of 4 is 2 times root 2. Very good. And just as we said, a surd cannot be a denominator. And because of that, we rationalize. So let's rationalize. Rationalize. On rationalizing, we have x to be plus or minus 1 all over 2 root 2. Now, to rationalize means we multiply the numerator by the square root of 2. We also multiply the denominator by the square root of 2. So that this becomes x equal to plus or minus 1 times the square root of 2 is the square root of 2 all over the denominator. This is 2. And then multiplying the surd, which is the square root of 2 times the square root of 2, we have the square root of 4. And then simplifying further, x will be plus or minus the square root of 2 all over 2 times the square root of 4 is 2. And lastly, this gives our value for x to be the square root of 2 all over 2 times 2, 4. So there are actually two values of x from here. So the first one being the positive one, which is the square root of 2 over 4. And then the second one being the negative is negative square root of 2 all over 4. Very good. Well, feel free to share your ideas in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video and have learned something from this video, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss my upcoming videos. And like I always say, until next time, take care.